All right, there we go. Hey guys, to start off, I was going to do a live, but I wasn't feeling it. I'm not sure why. There's no way this is going to be edited or what have you, but just wasn't, it wasn't going to work. So let's do just a quick midweek rescue. We're just going to do something for Wednesday. It's currently retrograde. The moon is full. We've got yet another black man shot by a policeman right here in Philly. So it's a lot happening at one time. And I'm starting to notice a pattern of a lot of people who've been getting readings this week, romantic wise and even money wise, has been the same. So if your shit is on fire, let's try to figure it out. And what this right here is, this is just the beginning. This is kind of showing us what everyone is dealing with in one way or another. The money's here, but there's people asking for it. There's people trying to borrow. There's people, some of you guys are investing in, and it's just not for the best. The Lover's card is reversed. A lot of the fire signs, the air signs get in trouble with money. I mean, not with money, with love. Money too, I'm sure. So this is like Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. But let's figure it out. Let's start from the get. So I'm gonna do these in groups. Let's start with our earth signs. We're gonna use the Voodoo Tarot for the earth signs. So let's do Capricorn. Let's do Taurus. Oh, that's good. I was a little worried for Taurus, but you guys are doing it. And let's do this for Virgo. Okay, guys, so let's start with Capricorn. With Capricorn, it's saying that you guys are really more in your emotions than you usually are. Not that you all aren't emotional people, but you're not known to be crybabies, quote unquote. Capricorn not really known for sharing your feelings. And right here with it is saying, I am peaceful. So that's basically saying to you Capricorns currently, if you're feeling violent or if you're feeling like you would prefer to cut someone out, or is this just too much? Especially with everything in the world, Capricorns are very in tune to the earth. So because everything seems to be chaotic at this time, if you feel like you guys just, you can't stand it, it's too much happening, just bow out, be peaceful, worry about your peace first, your mental health. And if people are relying on you right now, if people are, acting like, oh, if you leave or, I really need you to do this or that. And if you can't give it to them, it's up to you to tell them, I can't give this to you. You can't fake it until you make it, or hope that it goes differently. Capricorn, if you can't give people what they need right now, don't give it to them, give it to yourself. If it sounds selfish to them, to you, to anyone else, it's about your mental health first. It's about self-care. So just go after your peace for this week, especially since I feel like it's been the opposite. It's been chaotic, which has been everyone's experience for one part or another. But for you Capricorns, you can't fix this. You can't be this person's everything. And it's okay to bow out. If they have a problem with you bowing out, if they're begging, pleading, or, saying, well, I did this or I did that, it is what it is. There's still nothing you can give them. Got to move on. For Taurus, we have the Seven of Wands. And it's saying that you guys are acting respectfully of others. So that kind of goes down two paths. So for the main path, the Taurus is on a good horn, who are using their horn correctly. That is hard work. It means that you're working hard to the right thing, be it in love or in money or goals, hobby, whatever. You guys are doing the right thing, and you are being respectful of others. So if people are coming to you and like, well, you're not doing this or that for me, or your attitude, you're giving people the proper respect, or at least you're giving them whatever you can. That's all they're going to get from you from now. So for the Tauruses on the right horn, the ones who are doing the right thing, yeah, don't overextend yourself. You're doing the right thing. You're working hard as much as you can. That's all you got. You can't give, your usual 110%. And it's okay. But for you, Taurus is on the wrong side of the horn, meaning the ones where you're not acting respectfully of other people. You could if you wanted to, but you're making that decision not to do so. Just understand that you're going to have to eat that, and you can't pretend like, oh no, I am giving you respect. I'm just having a bad day, or everything going out in the world right now. Be honest with that person and tell them, yes, for now at least, I don't like you, or I can't be around you, or you're wanting me too much, or I feel smothered, or I don't want to help you. Taurus, feel free to say that. That's respectful. It's respectful to let someone know that you can't give them what they're looking for at the time. And that the reason you being persnickety with them is because they on your toes. Let them know. They can't guess. They're not taking hints. Tauruses do not drop hints. Well, no offense, guys. And then last over here for our Virgos, we have the Four of Coins and I am humble reverse. So that's telling you, Virgos, that you guys are either not being honest with yourselves or with someone else. So that's basically saying that if you guys feel like, it's saying that if you are currently someone is using as stability or as a foundation, and you're not feeling that once again, kind of like the other earth signs, there's a lot of communication. So if you guys are feeling like, you can't be everybody's everything, you need to start saying it. There's no reason to put on an act, put on a face, make it seem like things are better than they are. There's no point in that. First of all, people know that that's not true. Right around this time, you guys get a little sentimental. It's like your favorite time of year, some of you guys. But if you're dealing with sadness or depression, just be honest with it. You don't have to. It's not going to cheapen your relationships or make you look any type of way to say, I'm just not feeling it right now. Also, for other Virgos, really heavily impacted with this Mercury retrograde, be it in breakups, be it in, fired finances, it's saying to let go of those things, that you guys need that new start. And I could see with a lot on a Virgo energy is that there's folks who don't want you to have a new start. Either they think that, your start without them won't work, or they just don't agree with it. Maybe they've been being very codependent. Whatever it is, it's time to let that go. And some of you, it's not even up to you whether you want the new start or not. It's just here. So just roll with the punches. Go with the evolution. It is what it is. All right, so that's our earth signs. Once again, like I said, a lot of people have been getting the same thing, and I have a feeling this is going to be the same with a lot of the other signs, is that whatever element you are connected with is what's being so heavily affected with this Mercury retrograde. So I'm not going to split this up. I'm just going to keep going. Unless the camera cuts off, then hey. But I'm going to keep going. So what we want to do next? We want water. Yeah. Let's see. What's a good one? Here we go. Let's do some quick water. Okay. Okay. And I'll put, let's see who this is going to be. Who do I want to? Okay. I think I know what this needs to be. So this top one, we're going to make this Cancer. That seems about right. Cancer, Scorpio, and then at the end, we have Pisces. So right up here with Cancer, we have the Ace of Swords, the Railroad, and the Seven of Swords. So what that's telling you is that you guys are having like petty victories, small victories. Basically, you're winning things that don't necessarily count or matter. In a grand scheme of things, you guys are losing because you're taking the little victories over the big stuff that really matters. Like, you're winning the battles, but not the war. okay, great. Maybe the battles will get to the war that you win, but not at this rate. They're like really petty skirmishes. So if you guys are feeling good because you've got this and that together, but everything else is a hot mess behind the scenes, clean up the mess first, and that's how the outside can match the inside, okay? The shell can taste good all at once, but nobody wants to eat no damn crab shell. We want the meat inside. So make sure that the meat is tasty, Cancers. Make sure that if you guys are ready to be wives or husbands, if you're ready to settle down, or I'm so ready to go into this next part of my life, make sure that you are ready and that you're not just saying you're ready because you're tired of doing the same damn thing. Make sure that you actually are ready for that next step, or else you're going to self-sabotage, and then what? Then you're starting all the way from ground zero. So just keep that in mind for this week coming up. Well, this week that we're in the middle of. Scorpio in the middle is saying you guys are being very unlike yourselves. Scorpios, you guys just aren't really being true to yourselves. So maybe at a job or in a relationship, you're just not expressing yourself how you feel like you could. And right now, with the Tower reverse is saying that shit is on fire. So this is really no time to pretend like, oh, I think it's more so this than no, it's that. Not only is that, but it's on fire. So you guys have to pay attention to what's going on. You guys can't be in delusion. You guys can't just be ignoring it because you're good at keeping it together under pressure. It's just not it right now. And it's saying that, you'll be victorious in the end no matter what. And that's why a lot of you guys are just kind of ignoring the bad stuff. But that's just not going to, there's no point in doing it. There's no point in stressing yourself out with it. Scorpios, be true to yourself, be real to yourself, accept that shit is on fire and that you really have no control over it, whether it'll be fixed or not. Okay? Just sit in it, people. And down at the Pisces, we have the Six of Cups reversed, the Four of Cups reversed, and the Two of Knives reversed. This is all about living in the past, doing a lot of the past behaviors that you've done before, and being upset because something might seem new, and instead it's really just playing out how it's played out before. It's also about ungrateful people. So, Pisces are big on being generous to people, being generous with their time, with their advice, with help, and not always accepting that people might be using you, and you guys are like, oh no, that's the love, that's why they keep coming back, or that's why they this or that. And really it's because that's the consistency. They know that you might love whatever it is about them, but they don't really have that same feeling. They have that need of you, not necessarily the love of you. They have that need of you. And it's about you, really being in between of, do you want to keep these people as friends? Do you want to keep them as associates? Are you always going to be there for them? And in a way that's basically just you doing the same thing you've always done. It's basically a tiny little reading of codependency, saying that you can pretend like you're doing something new, but at the end of the day, you're not. You're doing the exact same thing. And to leave off for all of the water signs, we have an oracle card. I just decided to pull one since I didn't pull for any. It says meditate and contemplate, and it's a water card, new moon in Pisces. So you guys need to slow down, sit back, and consider why you're doing certain things that you're doing. Why are you gifting or helping or shouting out or whatever people who may not be doing the same thing to you? Basically, just make sure that it's reciprocal. All right, so we did earth, we did water. I always do fire last, so let's do it now. Let's see what's up. Come here, you. Card of secrets, guys. Let's see. All right. Okay, so that's for the Aries. That is for Leo. And we have Sagittarius. Let's get some oracle cards over here. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Okay. So I'm going to actually stack these just so we can look at the beauty. All right. So for the cards for Aries, we have the Devil and we have Don't Let Your Past Hold You Back. And I'm going to pull just one more because I want to get into the meat just a little bit. Okay. So for Aries, you guys are going to experience a disappointment. There's somebody you guys have been putting a lot of trust in, a lot of belief in. You've been piping them up. Maybe some other people have told you this or that about him, and you weren't inclined to believe it because you really feel like you know this person. And I'm not going to say that you don't, but you may not know everything. You may know only what they presented. And so this is going to be one of the times where you've been disappointed in them, and you've been disappointed in them before, but this is going to be like a real, oh, wow, I didn't know that's how you were rocking. So this is saying with Don't Let Your Past Hold You Back. Aries are very loyal. So if you guys, which a lot of fire signs do, but Aries especially, if you guys have the bad habit of piping people up when they don't deserve it, or maybe not when they don't deserve it, but you're not willing to be objective when it comes to them. You're not, you might say, oh, well, I know things won't be perfect, but, you kind of give them that leeway. This is telling you, don't make that past mistake that you usually did. Don't fall back into that habit. Really observe the person, and don't just be so quick to like, oh no, they never would. You can't specifically say that. You can't give people attributes of perfection. Okay, just wait and see. So you guys are about to have that disappointment, and it doesn't mean that the disappointment will be so where you can't stop messing with the person or what have you. It's just a reminder to stop idealizing them, basically. And let's see, we have Leo. So for this midweek reading, we've got the King of Cups reverse, and we have You Are Good Enough. So that can be two different things, Leos. That can be the sign of a Cancer person, or specifically male, and that could be saying that this person has the negative attributes of a Cancer, which is someone who lies to lie, or they lie by omitting certain truths. A runner, a cheater and a runner, they will cheat and run off, and somehow it's your fault. These are the negative attributes, mind you. I'm not saying that all Cancers are like this. You Are Good Enough might be telling you, hey, this is something you don't have to deal with. It also can be saying that you're lacking in confidence. You're lacking in direction. You're heavily depending on other people's vision other than your own, which that can happen with Leo. Some of us are leaders. Some of us will follow a specific Leo, or just someone who seems to have a lot of authority. It's basically saying you just take your own authority at this time. You're good enough. Your way will work. You just have to be able to believe in it. And it also can say, concerning what I was saying, like the negative Cancer attributes, is not only do you not have to put up with it, but you have to figure out how you got to that in the first place. Once again, if you have that confidence, this wouldn't have even been a thing to begin with. So Leo, we have to look at ourselves there, and we have to figure out, are we getting in certain situations because we're trying to lead people out of it, because we're trying to fix it, or because we're just brave enough to be in it? But we have to be able to accept what's there, and we can't pretend like it's more than what it is. And we can't fantasize. We're big fantasizers. We can't fantasize and assume of what this is, basically. Same thing kind of with the Aries and idealizing. I said that's a very fire sign trait. We can't idealize it. Deal with what is and understand that you are good enough. If what is not going to work for you, discard it. It'll be okay. And over here we have Sagittarius. Take time to breathe out, and they get the card of the King of Swords, Libra. So for the Sagittarius, it's telling you guys that you have to start dealing a little bit more, just like the other fire signs that we've been reading. You have to deal in what is the concrete. What is the concrete? Not the feelings, not the spiritual, not the esoteric, not the thoughts, not the maybes, not the ifs. I'm going to keep naming them. Not the length of time, not the hope, not the dreams. What is the concrete? If the concrete isn't as strong or powerful as the dreams, the fantasies, the length, whatever, then is it really as real? There has to be that balance. It can't just be your positive energy. It can't just be your wants and your needs, maybe one day, possibly someday, hopefully. That's just not realistic. What's the concrete? Does the concrete pan out as good as the dreams? Especially if the length of time to the dreams versus the length of time of the concrete. Think of it this way. If you've been building a house for 30 years and you've only managed to get the floor done, that's a problem. So if it's been 2 years and you've only managed to get the floor done, that's a problem. It's still raining on your head. If you've been in this for 15 years and you've only managed to get, the kitchen appliances up, but they're laying on the grass, that's a problem. 20 years and you've only managed to get a door up and there's no wall, that's a problem. So on and so forth. So with the take time to breathe out, if Saggies are very good at knowing their boundaries. If you're the type where you're like, nope, I'm not going to be able to do this. Not only do I not want to separate, take a break, it's just not going to happen. I don't know how to. You at least have to step back what you usually do. At least step that back. So you can understand realistically, you know what, maybe I am doing too much. And at the very least then with Saggy, at least then, those are some type of boundaries. You're drawing some type of line in the sand and you're not just being walked over, because right now it's a lot of walked over energy. And once again, fire signs, we all sharing that, you cannot idealize someone and that's not the concrete. That's not the truth. We see with Libra is all about balancing the scale. So if one thing is higher than the other, just because that one thing that's higher might be great, doesn't mean that your shit is in balance. If it's in balance, it's in balance. It is what it is. So that's our fire signs. Let's see, what do we want? What card set we're going to do? We did earth, we did water, we did fire. Let's do a little mix. Let's do the little mix for the air. So we'll do Libra up here. Interesting. And we'll do Gemini right here. Very interesting. And we'll do... Oh, I said Gemini. Okay, that's fine. So we'll do Aquarius down here. Hey, Aquarius. So I'm going to pull 2 oracle cards for you because air is more about the other side, the esoteric. All right. So let's start first. I'm going to bring down. We're going to bring down the cards for Libra. And we have Carnival, which is basically the world. Reverse. We have a win-win outcome. And I am trusting. And we have I am trusting in my relationships reverse. So clearly we can start from there. Libra is not currently trusting in her relationships, and that's fine. Because you guys have not been seeing concrete proof. We just talked about concrete with the fire signs. You guys don't feel like the work you're putting in is being matched, which is fair, because when it comes to Libras especially, they are very hard workers. And so if they feel like they're not getting the same back, they may indeed not be. Here's the thing. Did you Libras decide to tell anyone? If you didn't say, even if people are psychic, how are they really to know? Especially if you're just working like you always do. So guys, if there is a deficiency in work, in love, whatever, in all of it, you got to speak up. You got to speak up and let people know. And that's at least how it's out. Libras, when they get older, they really have a tough time still communicating because they're like, I know these things right off the bat. Why don't you? It just doesn't work that way, guys. Got to be fair. Got to be those balanced scales. So say it and get your justice. In the middle, you guys got full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is in the forecast. This is pointing to the world reverse, which is can mean bad luck, can seem like everything going wrong at once, but it's really a good ability to know what's going to happen. Think of it like a chess game where you don't know every move, but you know enough of the moves to be able to finish the game. That's where you guys kind of are right now. So even though everything isn't perfect, you're still figuring out ways like, you know what, this is just falling off, or this doesn't seem to be helping, and you're figuring out a way to sew all of that shit up so that this doesn't happen again. So in a way, it's good that you're experiencing these negativities so that you can sew shit up real fast next time. Like, nope, I can put this out here. I can tell you 100% why this won't work, what we should do instead, or what we should try. So embrace the negative. The negatives are going to be able to turn to positives. And monetary wise, love wise, you won't have to deal with the shit you used to have to deal with before. You've experienced the bad, you can write it off and bring in the good. Okay, so that is our Libras. My foot's falling asleep. Hold on, guys. I hate this. Oh. Okay. Geminis. Oh, we got two bullheads up there. Geminis. You air signs been getting this stuff for race. So Geminis, we've got the King of Coins. We got I Follow Virtue reversed. And right next we have nothing is yet set in stone. So Gemini, this is telling you, especially in the realm of money, since you got the earth sign card for money, Capricorn, is saying that nothing is yet set in stone. This can also be a relationship with someone who seems very stable. This is not like the other folks. This is not someone you would have usually gone for, but everything seems to be right with this person. Remember, don't fall into the lust of it, because air signs, the littlest one, the Geminis especially, you guys can fall into the whirlwind romance, and when it stops turning, then you're like, oh, you don't even want to be involved. And a lot of times you guys can spin people in such a way where even if they really weren't checking for you at first, they can't get you out of their head to circle their mind afterwards. Now you're stuck to this person who you really weren't feeling like that in the begin with. They just presented differently. So it's just telling you to be careful. All that glitters is not gold. All money is not good money. And when it comes to people, wait a little longer before you just assume that they have it all together. They could be bullshitting, but their bullshit might just be dressed really well. Or they might have the income for now, but they're not going to have the planning like you do. You guys think more long term than people give you credit for. And just remember, for the Geminis, in both money and love right now, in this moment, in times of COVID, in times of social unrest, niggas is out here scamming, okay? Okay, Geminis, niggas is out here scamming. So don't be so quick to believe a motherfucker. They're making sure that the scam looks good on the outside. Doesn't mean write people off, write jobs off. It's just saying tread carefully and understand that this might not be as permanent as you think it is. Right? Last but never least, ever, we have the Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, you guys got very black and white cards, which is good in ways. Black and white is the best color choice for Aquarius. All right, say all that to say, you guys got the card Big Mama, meaning the sun, and the Hoodoo Tarot. You guys got communication is key, and I praise the goddess and the god. And what that is divine feminine and divine masculine. So this is saying that whatever you've been speaking to the universe, maybe you've been saying, giving out indirect shots of, oh, my job, my relationship isn't working, or, I'm just not sure if this is working for me. It's letting you know that the sun is going to shine. If it's supposed to be in your life, it'll be carried well over into the next year. If it's not, it's already faltering. You've been questioning it because it's ready to go, but you're not sure how to get rid of it. But communication is key. If you guys feel like you're confused, you guys have to say so. People aren't going to be able to guess. And in this time, with everything going on with the election, all of this bullshit, folks don't really have the time to coddle, and they don't really have the time to call and, just ask how you're doing. Yes, it sounds very selfish, and yes, you do it for other people. Get that. But everyone is really in their own headspace at this time. So no one really has had the time to just reach out and listen to you vent or listen to you rant, or they might just not be able to hold on to it. Write down your dreams too, because I see Aquarians having some very vivid dreams. You guys don't even usually remember your dreams like that unless they're very profound. Start writing them down, getting some questions answered. Get your readings, and you guys just have to reach out for help. Get some therapy if you can. Talk to someone, because no one is taking the hints, Aquarius. I say all that to say no one is taking the hints. You guys just going to have to come out with it and be very direct. And when it comes to the divine feminine and divine masculine, you guys cannot make someone's divine masculine or divine feminine pop out like a flower. You can't water it and hope that it grows. You can only grow your own. When you grow your own, you will attract something of your level or even better. You're going to have to do that. And to do that, stop growing other people's shit. They don't even appreciate it. You got to stop doing that, Aquarius. But for this week, reach out to someone and let them know, bitch, I apologize, but I'm going to have to spiritually, emotionally dump on you for an hour. You might even have to pay a person to do it. But let them know that, get it out, get it off of your chest. And then you'll notice that your week, your entire month, November's coming already, will go a whole lot smoother. Okay. I feel like I got everybody. So before we go off, let's just to remember, for everybody, no matter what your sign, moon sign, what have you, we got to care for the earth, and we got, what do you need to release? This is so perfect. This is apt for what we're going to be walking into with this retrograde, what we are already witnessing. As I've said before, and I'll say it again, shit is on fire for pretty much all of us at this point. And so I care for the earth is you. Okay, we are the earth, we're of it. What are you doing for your self-care? How did you take care of yourself today? Did you work yourself down to a frazzled nub? What's your favorite thing to do after you work yourself down to a frazzled nub at the least? And then what do you need to release? What has to go? Is it a person? Is it people? Is it things? Is it a type of food? What do you have to go that's hindering your self-care? I think the reason why so many of the signs during this damn punishing ass retrograde are getting a lot of the similar messages is because COVID has shown that, people are shacking up a lot more than they normally would. You're shacking up with someone who, under normal circumstances, you would not have to be around them this often. You also, a lot of you guys who were having just a time of your lives just last spring and this summer, people seem to be really grown with you, and now they just can't barely be bothered. That's letting you know exactly right there their true colors, and you might need to release what you thought you knew of them or what they do. All right, and that's the negativity. It's the negativity. Okay, guys, let's see. I'm gonna try to do a Friday night date night reading. We'll see. Y'all know me and consistency, something I don't know nothing about. Don't always go along hand in hand. But I hope to see you guys soon. Onde anda você? Onde andam seus olhos?